All right, Luke. So you are drawing the Lewis structure for N2O, and you have correctly figured out that there are 16 valence electrons. Great. You then drew the structure and you put the lines through it. Like that. So the first thing that you want to keep in mind is that each bond is 2 electrons. So we have used 2 electrons in 2 bonds, so that's 4 total. So we have 12 valence electrons left. So I'm going to add them to the outside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I think you added a couple of extra electrons, which you want to keep an eye on. Make sure that you're accounting for the electrons that you use when you are making bonds. Other than that, everything here looks great. The step that you still need to do is to look at your structure and make sure that all of your atoms have 8 electrons. If you look at the oxygen, it has 8 electrons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 little dots. And then 1 line, which represents a bond. And that also represents 2 electrons, like we just talked about. Same thing with the nitrogen on the end. Unfortunately, your nitrogen in the middle is really unhappy. It only has 2 bonds attached to it, and that means it only has 4 electrons. So this has 8 electrons, this has 8 electrons, but this only has 4 electrons, so it's unhappy. All right, so what are we going to do? Its pals on the outside are going to share those electrons. So this nitrogen says, you know what? I've got 2 electrons here. I can share those with you, buddy. So we're going to, nope, I don't want to do that. Just want to erase. This one. So there we go. So we're going to erase those and turn those 2 electrons that were here into a double bond. Now, this nitrogen on the end, it still has 8 electrons because each of these lines represents 2 electrons, so it's 4 total, plus 4 dots, so that's 8. This nitrogen in the middle has 2, 4, 6 electrons. So he's slightly less unhappy. So now its friend oxygen is going to step in and say, you know what? I've got these 2 electrons. I'll share these with you. And it's going to do the same thing that the nitrogen did on the other side. It's going to turn these 2 dots into a line. I'm going to get rid of those. There we go. And now now all of your atoms have 8 electrons because they shared, which is just another reason why we need to share in this world. And now everybody's happy because everybody shared. And that's it. I hope that helped.